Hello, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Julie.
So now we're going to do a review of Ghost Castle, which is a 2020 reprint by Buffalo Games.
Oh.
It's for ages 6 and up. Takes 25 to 40 minutes, although I think it can go quicker with 2 players.
Yeah.
And it's for 2 to 6 players. Now, I looked at the old pictures. This is definitely a major upgrade.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Than the original. The original looks almost... it doesn't look that good compared to this one. So you got to set it up though. And the object of the game is to get your investigators out of the haunted house to the exit. So the exit is right here, right where I'm pointing.
Okay.
And you're going to start up here. And in a 2, 3, or 4 player game, every person will have 2 investigators. So I'm just doing random ones here. And they don't have different colored pawns, stands, which would have been good now that I think about it to do that.
That would have been.
And so it's just a roll and move game. But it's very interactive in the sense of the things that will happen. Oh, what am I doing here?
I don't know.
So as you can see here, you're going to go around a 3D board, but stuff will happen as you do. So as you come down these steps here, you can see right here, when it's your turn, if you're playing a 2, 3, or 4 player game, you'll roll the die. And you'll move one of your investigators up to 4 spaces. And you'll see there's 2 4s. Okay, oops, 2 4s. A 3, a 2, and a 1. So it actually encourages you to move fast through the game and speed it up. The ghost symbol comes up. You're going to, and I'll go to the other camera here, push down on the ghost here. You'll see there's a marble in it. And you only do it if an investigator is in a red area. So I keep on going back to the wrong camera. All right, so if there's somebody on these red steps, you're in danger. And you can see they're in different places on the board here. The steps, you can't really see it here, but there is a red highlight. Let me go to the other camera. On the very edge here.
You can barely see it.
You can barely see it. These are considered dangerous spots.
Okay.
The stairs. All right. So again.
You can see it now, sweetie. When you turned it, you can see the red.
You can see it.
There you go. Yep.
So you only activate the ghost with the marble in it when you roll the ghost. Now, if you roll the ghost and there's nobody in the red zone, you get to roll it again. But if you roll the ghost the second time, you basically lost your turn.
Okay.
And so it's really easy. If I have these 2 investigators, I pick only one to move. You can't divide up your movement. If you land on another investigator's spot,
you go back or something?
Well, let's say I'm here and I roll exactly a 3. I will jump. I go 1, 2, 3, and then jump over.
Oh, okay.
Even if there's 2 investigators there, you would jump over.
Both of them?
Both of them.
Nice.
The only exception is you must land exactly on the exit, and you can't use jumping over to do it.
Oh.
So if it was a situation like this, that there was 4 people, and if I can keep them up here, and I rolled
a 4,
a 1, okay,
yeah.
I don't jump over all these to the exit. I have to roll a 1, 2, 3, a 4 exactly.
Okay.
To exit my guy. And then you just exit. And you got, again, the object of the game is to get both of yours out, or if you're playing a 5 or 6 player game, get 1 investigator out, because you only have 1 investigator. All right, so I'm going to keep on rotating it here.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right, so here's the stairs. I'm going to show you a little bit of the action here. That's the danger part. And then you go through the lab, and here's the library right here.
It's really cool.
Well, they did a really good job upgrading this. If I showed you the pictures, honey, of how it used to look, you'd be like, oh, for lack of a better word, it's kind of lame. Now, you can take a shortcut right here. So if you're on the, you'll see that there's these stars right here. So if you land on here and your next move, you can go through this. At least I think that's how it exactly goes. But anyways, you can do the shortcut. We never got to use it. Now, what are the blue spaces? This is safe. So when you see the marble go through here, and if the marble goes through this chimney here, and if anybody's on the red space,
They're gonna get knocked
it doesn't
down.
matter if they get knocked down by the marble or not. They go back to the blue space.
Regardless if they get knocked down or not?
Correct.
Oh.
So if the marble goes in this zone,
Oh.
that investigator must go back to the blue space. So basically, you're losing time. Anybody on the green and yellow space will stay there. Even if the marble knocks them down, they stay there.
Okay.
Okay? So let's say the marble goes through here, and it knocks this person down. That's okay. They stand back up.
Okay.
It's only, and it doesn't matter if they get knocked down in the red or not. If the marble goes into the zone, they go back to the blue.
What if someone's already on the blue?
You can have as many people as you want on the blue.
Okay.
All right. So the yellow spaces is for a variant here, which I'll read to you. And we didn't play with the variant. Yellow means to make a game a little harder and longer, play the game as above, but with the extra rule that a pawn cannot end its move on the yellow space. So it counts when moving, but if your pawn would end its move in the yellow space, then it cannot go and has to stay where it is. So basically it slows you down. Okay. I wouldn't do that.
No.
The game doesn't need to be longer. It's better that it takes less time, in my opinion.
I agree.
All right, so moving back to here.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So you can see that I bumped it and the axe came down. But right here, this comes out. So you can see how I can knock somebody down here?
Yeah.
Let me just move it back.
In fact, I think that happened to me a couple times. I think you did knock me down a couple
so
times.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
See, I needed this to... So the axe came down.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to be careful that even if a marble goes in another zone, it could vibrate the box and knock it down. So let's take a look at what happens when you push the marble down. Because, like I said, this is well designed.
Neat.
It wasn't easy to put together. We'll talk about that in our review. But whoever rolls the ghost, if there's a paranormal investigator in a red zone, then you push the marble down. Now, here's one other little separate rule. You cannot move your second investigator until one has cleared the steps entirely.
Oh.
So even if you have one here on the steps,
Yeah.
okay, you might be thinking, oh, I'm going to move my other investigator. Nope, you can't.
Oh, I thought I could do that.
Oh, you didn't. Until you can't do that until your first investigator gets down the stairs.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. So let's see when I press down.
Okay.
Again, it rotates. Doesn't matter how it rotates. You just press, because if you look inside here, it has a 4-chamber thing. You don't know if it's going to go down this way, that. It's always random.
Oof. The axe just fell.
So the axe just fell. So if anybody was on there, whether or not they fell down or not, would go back to the blue space, which would be right here. Now, this is the only problem with it. I'm glad actually it fell here. It does take a little finesse to get the marble out again. Okay. And this, maybe it might be worth gluing, but this falls apart.
Oh, you talked about maybe doing that, yeah.
Yeah. This falls apart really easy here. It doesn't stay together very well.
Sweetie, was this a Target purchase?
That's why we got it.
Oh, okay.
We got it as part of the buy two.
Get one
free.
Got it.
So whoever launched the marble puts it back in. So you load it in right here. And you'll see there's a little button right here on the very top. Here, I'll just show it right here. There's a little button here that releases it. See?
Oh. Does it glow?
I don't know.
Oh. Because we played during the day, I think, didn't we, honey?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it does glow in the dark. Because it would be a little green.
Oh, I see.
But maybe it does. All right, so let's try again. See
Okay.
if it goes somewhere else.
All right.
So you press it.
Oh, did it again. Maybe you do have to turn it, sweetie.
No.
No?
It doesn't matter. It's
Oh,
random
okay.
every time.
Oh, all right.
I'm just going to keep it down.
Yeah,
So
keep it down.
You can see how annoying this can be, that you have
Yeah.
to redo it every time.
I think you are going to have to glue it.
Yeah. And it's good for people to see in the review here.
Oh, heck yeah.
All right, so here I go.
Oh, there you go.
So I flipped up that, and then you see here, to get this marble out. Now that's where you can take the shortcut when it's open.
Oh, yeah.
So let me take a look at the rules again. The shortcut. Taking the shortcuts. In the library, there's also... okay. If your pawn is on one of the two special red spaces in the library with the white star underneath, when the bookshelf opens up, then you can immediately take the shortcut through the bookshelf to the gallery.
Wow.
Okay.
You don't even have to roll. You could just go.
Right. Wow. But again, I thought that was the rule. I needed to look it up again. But you'll see here, you could... So there's actually two choices to make in this room. You can go the long way and avoid going on the red. But if you are on the red when the bookshelf opens up, then you can jump through.
Sneak right through. Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a race game. Okay, so you just pop that out. Now we'll try another one here.
Okay.
Which camera am I going to here?
The overhead?
Yes, the overhead. Okay, let me get it back here.
Okay.
All right, so I load it in. So you see when I pop it off, it has the chamber in here. See?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, see if we can get it to go somewhere else.
Okay. Ah, just came down the
See?
stairs.
So it's going to get knocked down the stairs. And then just to make sure I can show you the other one, here is on this side.
I think you did that one, sweetie.
Oh, you're right. So, I didn't do this one.
Oh, you just knocks them down.
It just shoots out through here.
Okay. Through the chimney? Is that what you said it was, sweetie?
Yeah. It's dark on the camera, but let me see if I can
Yeah.
make it happen. Yeah.
You
so
can
there
see
you
it,
go.
yeah.
All right. So, very cool.
Very
3D.
cool.
Great for kids.
Oh, definitely.
So let's take a look at how we would review it.
And as you guys know, when we do our reviews, I give my input, David gives his, and then we tell you how we rated it on the BGG scale.
Right.
So I go first, always, because I'm cool. And I thought it was a neat concept of a race game. I liked the challenges of where you had to go and you could only move one, you had to do one down the stairs at a time, and then you could go crazy. I found it to play very fast with 2 players. When he and I played it, I thought it was over very quickly. And I personally did not help set this up. I kept him company at the table. But you definitely need an adult to put this together, unless the child is an older child and is very good with their hands.
If someone's really good with Legos.
Or Lego. Yeah, perfect.
But again, it would have to be an older child good with Legos. Just because you have a 6-year-old.
I'd say maybe like 10.
Maybe a 10-year-old could.
Yeah.
But there's a couple spots that I'll explain here in a minute that were difficult. All right, so for me,
Yes.
the 3D and kinesthetics adds to the engaging theme. You feel like you're going through a haunted house.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw me rotate through here. I mean, you really, if you saw, just look up the old edition. The old edition looks like the era that it was made.
When did it come out, honey?
I think 70s maybe.
Oh, wow.
Okay, or 80s.
Okay.
I'd have to look it up again.
Okay.
Let me see if you can look up if there's a copyright from a different
Sure, I'll
time
do
period.
that.
All right, so back to the review. Teaches some basic counting and strategy. Now, the strategy being which investigator to move when you're playing with 2. Do you take the shortcuts? Other than that, that's about all the strategy that you have. Now, it's challenging assembly. So let me explain which ones were challenging. It was not very clear which direction to face this. Okay, so I had to adjust that. Putting this part on here, on the library, there is the scooper inside here. When you look at and again, I'm showing you this for those of you who might want to buy this. When it refers to step 2 here, right here, that's the piece you need to put in to the bookshelf here. I was totally clueless. That's what that piece was. It doesn't, see when you see it shows the pieces here, they're just gray blobs. If I had the artwork on here, I would have probably did it better. All right, I wouldn't have struggled so much, but because it's gray blobs, I was like, I'm not too sure.
What the heck am I doing?
Right.
Yeah.
And then what was the other hard part here? The other hard part, like for instance, what side to put that on, I basically guessed, because you don't know that when you put the hammer thing here, you put the clip here, you got to figure out that, where's the clip?
Right
The
there?
hammer. Oh yeah, here it is.
The clip is right here.
Yeah. I was like, I guess it makes sense that it goes there and that you snap it into this piece here. So that's something, now that you see mine, you won't have any of those problems. And was there another one that was a problem here? I'm thinking here. What else?
By the way, this does glow in the dark. I saw it on the directions.
Oh, yeah, step 7. Oh, it does. Okay, so you were right. I thought it'd be going green more. Okay, so step 7. How you put that into that hole there and in that piece, the little balcony. I mean, it makes sense after you put it together, but you're like going, is that all it does? It just sits in there, like a little cradle.
Interesting.
You're thinking, does it snap in? No, it just sits in there, and so that's just another little spot. Like it could have been a little bit easier explained. So I think that's all I had difficulty with assembly. Yeah, because the step 6 here, when I go back to that bookshelf here, that's in step 1 or 2. You have until you have that plastic piece in here, this doesn't make sense. So in other words, you got to go from here, put in that plastic piece, and then it sits off to the side.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I didn't even know what that was. And then it's on not until step 6 that you put that into the wall. I mean, it makes sense that you have to have the wall up, right? But I was like, what is that? How did that get in there? Oh, you had to read that carefully.
Gotcha.
So anyway, back to the review. So hopefully that helps you for anybody that might struggle with it. All right, so teach us some, I already said that. So challenging assembly. Okay, disassembly, assembly discourages frequent play. So this is the part that I'm not looking forward to here. We're happy this is in our collection. If our boys were younger,
Oh my gosh, we'd be
we
playing
would
it
have
all the
played this.
time.
We would have played this a lot. I'm not looking forward to putting this away. In fact, I might just
Leave it out.
put a bag around it, a hefty bag, okay, or a garbage bag, and then slip it into the bag. But then you got to have space in your house to put it in there. Now, if you got young kids and you have them put board games in their room, this will get destroyed.
Oh gosh,
Okay, so I would worry, and I should have put in the review, how well this hold up if you have young kids playing this without adult supervision. If our kids were younger, even though they were careful with stuff,
It'd still probably be
I would
beat
have
up.
taken it out, and then when they were maybe 8 and 6, when they were older, because they were playing games when they were 4 and 6. Okay, I mean Star Wars miniatures and stuff. They were playing complicated games, so they knew how to take care of games. But if you have children that are not careful with their toys, I would not leave this out for them, or even have them put it together. So our boys, when they got to a certain age, yeah, we could have had it in the room, and I would have had no problem with them taking it out and playing with it.
No, I agree.
But if they were, when they were first learning the game, no, I wouldn't have done that. But the only complaint I have is about the axe here, and I'm probably going to have to, like I said. So we're probably going to keep this assembled. We have space in this room here. We're going to eventually do a Scooby-Doo game, marble game that we have.
Oh yeah.
It's still in the bag. I didn't want to disassemble that one either. But I'm probably going to glue this one because it keeps on popping off.
I would.
Yeah. And if you want to see how it goes in here, that goes in at the side right here. So, I mean, it's the engineering that went into this is pretty...
I can't really see it very well, sweetheart.
Oh, right here. Through it slides in, and then when it comes down,
Then it,
see?
there you go.
Yeah, that time it stayed together.
Yeah, it did.
But it won't every time.
I know.
All right, so let's take a look at our rating.
Okay, let's see what we did. I'm excited because I don't know what you did.
All right, so 5.5 for me. So that's because you're only going to play this so much before it becomes like, it's just, we'd rather play Jamaica, for instance, with the boys. Okay? There are better race games. So it's in between for me. And for you, you would have said, hey, you want to play this game? And you would have asked the boys.
I would have. Yep. And if they wanted to play it, I would have been totally fine with it.
So if you're a family of gamers, that if you see behind us all these games, what we have, we would have played other race games over this. So this is kind of that sweet spot. If you're wanting to teach kids your first games, you get something like this, you play it for a while, and then you graduate to other games.
True.
So when we have grandkids, we will start with this as a race game, play it for a while, and then
Move them to Jamaica.
They'll move to, and they'll move to more complicated race games. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, you start out with, at age 3 and 4, you start out with Candyland.
That's
your first,
true.
That's your first
That's
race
your first
game.
race game.
Okay.
That's true.
And then there's some other ones that you would play in between there, and then you would get to this game when you get a little older.
Yeah.
I mean, a
I can see
5-year-old could handle this, even though it says age of 6 and up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, especially if a parent is playing with them or an
Right.
older sibling.
Now, what they should have done from an educational standpoint, they should have made this concrete, so to make this more accessible. Now, what I mean by that is you could have had dots to count on here to make it more accessible for early counters, because this is an abstract number. So if you had 4 dots on there, they could have counted the dots. They have the concrete counting here, 1, 2, 3, 4. They could have made those 4 footsteps, and that way it would be a 1-to-1 match of
That would be cute.
semi-concrete and concrete.
Yeah.
Okay. Why? I guess
That would have been cute.
we're both semi-concrete. I'm a little rusty in my mathematics.
Don't look at me.
Concrete is where you could actually physically put them together. Okay. Like
Okay.
You're counting chips.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
You are counting steps on here, but then
You are.
you could count the steps on the die if you did that.
That would have been cute.
So that's a missed opportunity for them. Now these pieces here are a little cheap. Okay. So this won't stand up to. See how thin they are?
Yeah.
Someone who's not careful.
They'll rip easily.
Yeah. I mean, they're good enough if you're careful.
Mm-hmm.
But for a young person, if you sit on it, it's crushed.
I bet you these things glow too, because it looks like it's the same kind of thing as the ghost.
Yeah. Well, we can't turn off the lights in here. We have
No, we can't.
Too much lighting going on. All right, so that's our
Ghost Castle.
Ghost Castle. Again, great game, sweet spot as a first race game.
Yep. Super fun.
Yeah.
Hope you guys like it.
And we're going to keep it in our collection for future grandkids.
Definitely.
All right. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
Bye.
bye-bye.